My wife mocked me while flirting with her male friend and said, "Don't be jealous, it's just fun." So I casually proposed to her best friend and said, "Relax, it's just fun too." My name is Mark, and I honestly never thought I'd be the kind of man who'd have to teach his own wife the meaning of respect through a joke. But life has a strange way of making you learn lessons you never asked for. My wife, Clara, was the type of woman who could light up any room she walked into. She was charming, witty, and had this way of making everyone around her laugh. When we first met, I was completely enchanted by her confidence and humor. But somewhere along the way, that humor turned into mockery, and the jokes weren't funny anymore, especially when they were about me. It all started on a random Saturday evening. We were at home, having dinner together, when her phone kept buzzing. I didn't think much of it at first because she often chatted with her friends. But then she started laughing. Those loud, carefree laughs that used to make me fall for her. Except this time they felt like little knives in my chest. I looked over, and she was texting Ethan, one of her male friends from work. I'd met him once or twice. He was the kind of guy who always stood too close and smiled too wide when talking to my wife. "Something funny?" I asked casually, trying not to sound jealous or controlling. She looked at me, still smiling, and said, "Oh, it's just Ethan. He's hilarious. We're talking about how clumsy you were at the barbecue last week." I felt my jaw tighten. I remembered that day. I had accidentally spilled some lemonade on myself when her friends were over, and everyone had a good laugh. But to know that she was still bringing it up with another guy behind my back, that stung. "Clara," I said quietly, "I don't appreciate you making me the punchline of your little chats." She rolled her eyes and let out a laugh that dripped with disrespect. "Oh my God, Mark. Don't be so sensitive. It's just fun. You're acting jealous for no reason." Her words echoed in my head like a taunt. Just fun. Jealous for no reason. I could feel the frustration boiling inside me, but I didn't want to start a fight. So I let it go that night, or at least I tried to. But it didn't stop there. Over the next few weeks, I noticed how her phone seemed to light up whenever she was smiling. If she wasn't laughing over text, she was on a call with him, giggling like a teenager. One night, I finally said, "Clara, could you maybe tone it down with Ethan? It makes me uncomfortable." She looked at me like I had just said something absurd. "Are you seriously getting jealous over Ethan? He's just a friend, Mark. You're so insecure sometimes." "Insecure," I repeated slowly. "You flirt with him constantly, laugh about me behind my back, and then tell me I'm insecure?" She smirked and said, "You're overreacting. It's just how we joke. You should learn to have some fun too." And that's when it hit me. Maybe I should have some fun too. A few days later, we were at a small get-together at her friend Sophie's house. Sophie was kind, attractive, and had always been polite to me. She was the opposite of Clara in many ways. Soft-spoken, respectful, and genuine. During the party, Clara and Ethan were practically attached at the hip, laughing and whispering like teenagers while I sat there, feeling like the third wheel in my own marriage. At one point, Sophie came over and sat next to me. She could see the frustration on my face and said softly, "Don't let them get to you. Clara's just, she likes attention." I nodded, smiling weakly. "Yeah, seems like it." Then something inside me snapped. Not out of anger, but out of clarity. If Clara thought everything was just a joke, then maybe she'd understand what it felt like when the joke was on her. So when the evening was wrapping up and everyone was laughing, I stood up and raised my glass. "You know what?" I said loudly, drawing everyone's attention. "Since everyone's talking about fun tonight, I think it's time I join in." Clara looked at me half amused, half confused. "What are you doing, Mark?" I turned to Sophie, smiled, and said, "Sophie, you're beautiful, kind, and honestly way more fun to be around than most people here. Would you like to go out with me sometime?" The room fell silent. Clara's smile vanished instantly. Her eyes widened as the words sank in. Sophie's jaw dropped, but I quickly added with a light laugh, "Relax, Clara. It's just fun, right? Don't be jealous." You could have heard a pin drop. Clara's face turned red. A mixture of shock, embarrassment, and fury. "That's not funny, Mark," she snapped. "Oh," I replied calmly. "Why not? You flirting with Ethan is hilarious, but me making a joke is crossing the line? I thought we were all just having fun here." Her friends shifted uncomfortably. Ethan looked like he wanted to disappear. Sophie, to her credit, gave a nervous laugh and said, "Wow, guess that's fair." Clara stormed out of the room, and the party fell apart soon after. When we got home, she exploded. "How could you embarrass me like that in front of everyone?" I looked her dead in the eye and said, "The same way you've been embarrassing me for weeks. You think disrespect is a joke until it's turned back on you." She tried to defend herself, saying, "It wasn't the same thing. You proposed to my friend, and you've been emotionally cheating on me with yours." I said quietly, "You called it fun, so I did too. Now you know how it feels." For the first time in a long while, she didn't have a comeback. She just stood there, speechless, her confidence crumbling beneath the weight of her own actions. The days that followed were cold and silent. She tried to act like everything was fine, but the damage was done. The trust had evaporated. The laughter that once filled our home was gone, replaced by a wall of resentment and regret. Eventually, we agreed to take some time apart, but deep down, I knew it was over. A few weeks later, I got a message from Sophie. She wrote, "I know you said it was a joke, but for what it's worth, you deserve someone who doesn't make you the punchline." That message hit hard, because somewhere in all that chaos, I realized she was right. Clara thought she was untouchable, that she could play with my feelings and hide behind the word fun. But when she saw what that word really felt like from the other side, she finally understood. And as for me, I learned something too. Never let anyone mock your worth in the name of a joke. Because sometimes, the only way to make a point is to speak their language, even if it means speaking through a little fun. Respect in a relationship isn't a joke. If someone laughs at your pain, one day they'll end up crying at their own reflection. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that'll make you think twice about who truly values you.